Hello, it's MattiAce. And yes, I've been using the C75 Viper for the Lightning for quite a while, and I haven't really been a big fan of dedicated anti-infantry weapons, but out of the ones that I've tried out, I think this is the one that I find most interesting, or one of the most interesting at least. It is a 6 round fully automatic cannon, and the recoil will pull your gun straight up. So now, even though the recoil is quite easy to control, I've found that most of the times I actually tap the mouse for every shot, and if you do it fast enough, it might actually seem like you're firing fully automatic. But I found that it's just easier to control the weapon that way, and sometimes I let one or two shots go off in order to see where the shots actually end up, and I readjust my aim before I unload the rest of the clip. It's not very good against vehicles, and I rarely actually use it for that purpose, only in desperate situations or if I feel that I'm having an edge on my opponent. Now, if you haven't tried the setup with the default gun of the Lightning, I really suggest you to get going with it, because it is actually a very effective weapon. And I have the rival chassis on my Lightning, thermal as you can see. Reload speed is almost maxed out. I have one level left to go, but it says 1000 certs and I didn't want to spend it. Now, one of the reasons why the Lightning hasn't been all that popular lately is because of the harassers. They have kind of taken over the role of the Lightning, and with the right crew they are by far more effective. But since it's been announced that the harassers are going to be nerfed, I'm pretty sure that the Lightnings are gonna take a bigger role back again, and you may want to get familiar with whatever weapon and setup you are gonna focus on. Now, the Lightning is a bit squishy, and you don't want to stand still for more than 1 or 2 seconds. Normally, in close range like this, you can actually fire while moving. Otherwise, I suggest stop, fire as fast as you can, take out as many targets as you can, and then move right away as you are reloading. And with the rival chassis as I have, I prefer to kite back and forward in and out of cover, but if you have the Racer chassis, you should probably try a different approach. And if you find yourself in line of sight of an enemy main battle tank, you should probably get out of there fast, at least if there are decent players in it, because there is really nothing you can do against them. So now, even if the Viper is really good in a lot of situations, many times it is not a good choice. And you want to make sure that you can break line of sight quickly from your opponents with this thing. And that's where, in my opinion, the rival chassis is a really good choice, being that you can back up really quickly and get behind a rock or a tree or a hill, just to make sure that you won't take that last rocket or halberd or whatever that would otherwise finish you off. So now, I do have the Nanites auto repair on the Lightning, just like I have with all vehicles, and smoke is the utility. So now, whether or not the smoke is the best choice for you, that's up to you to decide. I found that in many cases I take so much lock-ons that if I don't have smoke, it's just unplayable. But it's very different from situation to situation. It might vary from server to server, faction to faction, and also player to player. And strangely enough, during this gameplay I took almost no lock-ons at all, meaning that if I had known that, I would have probably done better with either the fire suppression or the scout radar. So now, just like with all explosive type anti-infantry weapons, if you can hit a wall or the ground next to your opponents, the splash damage will of course deal massive damage. Now, the same goes for the Viper to some degree, but not nearly as much as with, like, for example, the Fury or Marauder or HE. So I try to rely on actually hitting the target as much as possible, and shooting into doorways and killing things that are behind cover is not as effective with this weapon. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I actually like it that much. However, you are in a tank and you will take much more damage from behind, so keep that in mind, don't make this mistake. So I decided, while we were waiting for the optimization patch, to try to get the Arexia medal for this weapon. So I almost got it before the patch, but I had to take a few more runs with it just to get the last few kills. Now, normally here you would stay back and repair, but I wanted to get one more volley off, and yeah, that's it. So now that I have the Arexia medal for the Viper, I decided to switch back to the heat cannon. I actually got this one pretty early on in the game, but I haven't used it in a while, for the sole purpose of the Viper being as good as it is. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. I will say thank you for watching, and bye for now.